Breath of Fire 3 PS1, no case booklet or game disc included, near mint condition, A+++, $500, ultra rare. There are more albino unicorns than copies of this game. You can sacrifice your left nut to the flying spaghetti monster. You will never find another in the heliocentric universe. Search result 1 of 200. You know it, I know it, Helen Keller's reanimated corpse knows it. Retro gaming prices have transcended absurdity, ladies and gentlemen. They're fucking punchlines with decimal points. But if all I wanted to do was piss and whine about eBay price gouging, I wouldn't have bothered breaking out the webcam, frankly. The reason I've engaged rant mode today is because I'm frankly concerned, and you should be too, because I'm beginning to suspect that the retro gaming boom market may have metamorphosed due to a full-blown speculator market. Now, the term speculator may mean jack shit with a side of fuck all to you, but I guarantee it's a mortal certainty every comic book fan in a 5-block radius just shit their pants in unison. For the benefit of those not nearly crotchety or herniated enough to remember the early 90s, allow me to set the flannel bedecked stage. After steadily gaining commercial momentum throughout the 1980s, by the dawn of the early 90s, through a confluence of several factors from popular cartoon shows to gimmicky character deaths and beyond, the comic industry was cresting on a great big fucking money wave. Multi-million unit print runs, especially for poorly drawn, badly written, forgettable dog shit. But enough about Rob Liefeld. And at the eye of the hype hurricane lay the speculator market. One by one, stories began to filter into the mainstream press. Social Security bum finds Spider-Man #1 in attic, builds house out of gold-plated titties. You too can pay for medical school with nothing but a toothless grin and shitty 90s comics. One by one, people began gobbling every hot new #1 blood-red foil variant cover in existence, evidently oblivious to the fact that what created the value of Golden and Silver Age comics in the first place was rarity. As everyone knows, during World War II, comics were ground into pulp to fuel the Nazi-grinding death machine. That's what made Action Comics #1 the Wonka ticket in the lazy fuckwad lottery, not a glossy foil variant cover. Fueled by an oblivious public, prices continued to soar, even as print runs remained stratospheric. The product wasn't rare, but morons were still buying comics, old and new alike, at pound-me-in-the-ass prices in no way reflective of the comic's actual value, utterly convinced their bagged and boarded copy of a bullshit Youngblood comic with a print run of 9.5 quintillion copies was gonna pay for their butthole cancer surgery. And then the free market corrected itself. Between the years of 1994 and 1997, 2 out of every 3 comic shops closed their doors for good. It was a fucking massacre. A commissary calamity that made the video game crash of '83 look like a fucking bull market. By the time the 90s had concluded, Marvel Comics had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and was blowing trannies for nickels under the overpass. But I can hear you now. But RazörFist, isn't the profligate profiteering in the game industry relegated by and large to the retro market exclusively? How could this conceivably harm the new games market? And on the surface, Sally Strawman's got a fucking point there. For the most part, the purest distillation of this untrammeled avarice is headquartered in the retro market. However, I'd hasten to note that the comic book speculator market began in the retro market as well, before Marvel and DC noticed they could be doing the bullion backstroke in their money bins if they simply marketed new comics as collector's items. Pause. Ponder that for a moment. Now, where have you seen that before? If you don't honestly believe that this is bleeding over into current game releases, may I politely inquire, what in pallid fuck do you think that flimsy plastic dragon statue in the collector's edition of Skyrim was all about, ladies and gentlemen? You know, the one constructed the only material flimsier than Movie Bob's arguments? I wouldn't grop my bathroom with this shit. You're shelling out $100 in a handy for a statue that couldn't withstand a stiff spider fart, just so you can whirl about and sell it on eBay for nearly 3 times the original cost. Folks, collector's editions are officially the variant foil cover of the video game industry, and one glance at eBay is all you need to confirm that consumers are already behaving like it's 1992 all over again. The bottom line here, folks, don't buy a game under the auspices of putting your kid through fucking college. Don't put him in a shelf shrink wrap so you can stand in front of a webcam, record mediocre YouTube videos espousing mediocre opinions, and wrap yourself in gamer cred. Crack open that case, slide the game into the disc tray, or cartridge slaughter. The crack of your own ass for all I care. Just use the fucking thing. There's a word for a game that's purchased but never enjoyed, and believe it or not, it's not Thief 4. It's waste. And not even solid waste. The watery, diaphanous Hershey shits that come roaring out of Procto Pass after a 2 a.m. White Castle binge. The guy that leaves you more hollow than Peter Molyneux's promises. And eBay sellers, put the fucking crack pipes down. If you're charging $200 for a copy of Breath of Fire 3, unopened or not, the game disc better be carved out of fucking blood diamonds. I'm RazörFist. God fucking speed.